my name's Kathy A. And today I'm going to do a show all about Sonia Kashuk. Now she's a world famous makeup artist and she's had a very interesting life. And she has her own line of cosmetics that you can buy at Target department stores here in the US, and I think she's available in Canada now as well. It's an amazing line of cosmetics. They're very, very high-end, and yet they are being sold in kind of a consumer middle-class level price points, and I'm just so impressed with that. So what we're going to do today is first I'm going to show you a little history of the brand, and then when we come back I will do a tutorial from my fresh out of the shower face to here, which some of you may say, really, that's where you get. Anyway, so let's do a little bit of a history on Sonia Kashuk, and I'll be back with you in a few minutes to do a tutorial.
The Sonia Kashuk story begins in Minnesota. Young Sonia Kashuk, fresh out of beauty school, was really interested in art and beauty and fashion. Her big moment of zen happened when she was on the set for the video filming for the song Funky Town. Yes, it was filmed in Minnesota. Well, the makeup artist didn't show up, and she was the stylist for the video. They asked her to pitch in, and she did, and she realized that this was really what she wanted to do. She was a big fish in a little pond after a while and became quite sought after, so she moved to New York City, where she thought she'd have a better chance at making it big in fashion. She worked for free for a little while, assisting another makeup artist, and caught the eye of photographer Arthur Elgort. He shot fashion shoots for magazines with famous models like Cindy Crawford, Christy Brinkley, Kim Basinger, and Christy Turlington. And Cindy Crawford happened to be Sonia's roommate. These fashion shoots led to runway work, and then the runway work led to traveling all over the place on fashion shoots for magazines such as Harper's Bazaar, Elle, and Vogue. Sonia's expertise won her a spot with Aveda Cosmetics as the creative director for cosmetics. She convinced a family friend of hers from Minnesota named Daniel Kaner to move to New York, and she introduced him to her bosses at Aveda. He was a great project manager, and he used this experience to perfect his own line. He had taken his experience to the next level. He teamed with Orbe, who is a hairstyle superstar, and yes, that's Jennifer Lopez, and another businessman, and they formed Orbe Hair Products. It's the absolute highest quality hair salon products in the world. Orbe is a real person, and he was actually the hairstylist for Mad Men. Sonia and Daniel had 2 children, Jonah and Sadie, and this is their little dog, Jezebel. Sonia teamed up with her ex-roommate, Cindy Crawford, still her best friend, and they wrote a book together. Cindy's book, Basic Face. It was all about teaching people step-by-step instructions on how to put makeup on. Also around this time, MTV decided to do a special show with kickboxing and music and exercise called Body Rock. The series featured Amy Acuff, an Olympic champion at the time, and music from Supreme Beings of Leisure and Moby and other modern artists. Sonia was asked to donate her time to give makeup tips in between the workouts. In 1999, Sonia made a phone call that would change her life forever. She pitched the idea to Target of having her own makeup line and being partners with them to offer a luxury makeup sold to the general public at their drugstore prices. It was unheard of at the time, and she was the first makeup artist to do this ever. Target agreed to partner with her, and this enabled her to keep the prices low without sacrificing the quality. Sonia found the best makeup factory in Italy, the same one many other high-end brands use, and the brushes are made in the UK of the finest quality. Everything in the line is approved and checked by Sonia's high standards. She even has a say in the packaging. It's a really innovative line of very high quality makeup. In 2003, Sonia released her own book called Real Beauty, which gave great general makeup and skincare advice. It was full of photos shot by her old friend Arthur Elgort. In 2003, Sonia won the prestigious Cosmetic Executive Women Achiever Award, and she released her ergonomic brushes and tools collection right after. In 2006, Sonia got a phone call from her doctor. It's a call no one ever wants to receive. She heard the words, "You have breast cancer." I caught it in time and she was treated, but she took the additional, very aggressive step to have a double mastectomy done. She's now recuperated, and as a survivor, it really opened her eyes to how many women and people in general this affects. She's decided to release every single October a new set of special makeup, and the proceeds from the sale of this special makeup would go to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. She's done this every October since 2007. Sonia is an editor for the beauty division of Prevention magazine, and she continues to work out in the field, and she continues to expand her line with new and innovative products, such as her new bath and body line, which has a lot of new accessories. Her cosmetics are winning awards right and left, and she's constantly getting mentioned as Allure's favorite or other beauty publications award-winning. But she said her best achievement of her life is her family and her husband, and they live in Connecticut during the summer, and they live in New York the rest of the year, so she can be close to her workplace. She's an incredible lady, and it's a wonderful cosmetic line.
She's just so cool. I just love this woman. I think that she's so admirable, and in the face of one of life's biggest challenges, she took it on with bravery, and I just so admire that. And the fact that she's giving back through the Cancer Institute is just really kudos to you. Sonia Kashuk. She lives in Connecticut, and I live in Connecticut, so we're not far apart. I think she's in another section. She's in the rich section. I'm not. But she's getting the same weather I am, so I feel this, camaraderie here with her. So anyway, now I think what I'm going to do is take you into the tutorial, and what I'm going to have to do is go back in time, and you're going to see me straight out of the shower, and I'm going to do a tutorial from start to finish using all Sonia Kashuk products, and away we go through the magic of video.
Here we go, the whirlwind tour of Sonia Kashuk Cosmetics. Let's start off with that Perfecting Brightening Primer. And I actually squirted out a little bit too much that's a little bit too much more than you need. You really only need a little dot. I'm just kind of slapping it into my face, around my pores, large pores, under my eyes, my Frankenstein ridges, St. Bernard lines. Yeah, I even had to write it there. Okay, just letting that dry. Now this is the Hidden Agenda Concealer Palette, and I actually had gotten the medium instead of the light. And I'm just using the yellow in this. There's actually 3 concealers and 1 setting powder in this little compact, and I believe it comes in 3 choices. And this is the medium. Just going around the nose there, where I always get it red because I'm always blowing my nose in allergy season. Going around the little lines on my lips to help with that. And just inside, your eyes sink further back in their sockets when you're older, so I'm just kind of putting some there to lighten it up a little bit in the middle. And I'm just putting some of that setting powder around the edge. This is the Radiant Tinted Moisturizer, and I believe that's the light shade. I'm just putting it on half of my face because I am going to be doing something else on the other side. That's a Sonia Kashuk brush. That's the flat top foundation brush. I really like it. It's a little bit stiff and dense, but it really buffs in the foundation nicely. I had absolutely no dry patches or anything after this. It really worked the makeup in good. This is the Perfecting Luminous Foundation, and I believe the color is Vanilla number 2. And I'm just patting that on one side of my face and down my neck. I always take my foundation down my neck. I'm going to use the same brush to buff that in. And when you look side to side, actually close up, the two of these look identical to each other. So I don't know exactly what the difference is. If there's more SPF in the tinted moisturizer, I'll probably use that one. And this is the Undetectable Pressed Powder. It's got a mirror and it's got a little brush, which I don't use. And I usually use a puff pad, but I'm just using a very large brush because I just love these brushes. Really enjoying them. This is the large powder brush in that same grouping. I believe there were 4 brushes in that set, and I think they wound up being about $22. This is the Undetectable Cream Bronzer, and the color is Warm Tan. I believe it's the lighter of the 2 shades she has. And it is a cream bronzer, so I'm just kind of dotting it on, and then I'm going to use this really cool shaped brush that came in that set to just kind of buff it in underneath my cheekbone to give me a little face shape, and going up to my edges of my face to kind of make my face more oval shape, going right underneath my jawline with that. And it really blends. It really is undetectable. I'm going to use just a little bit more. I really do like this bronzer a lot. It does a good job, and it's very subtle, but it's really more for really lighter skin, medium to light skin. If you have a darker complexion, you may want to get the other one. Now this is the Chic Luminosity Bronzer Blush Duo, and it's kind of a gold alligator pattern on there. It looks like it was going to be too bronzy shiny, and I'm a little nervous about that, putting that on my skin. If you have wrinkles and crow's feet and stuff, you really don't want to put a lot of shiny stuff on there. Now the blush also has a shimmer to it, but it's awfully pretty. I don't mind that. Just going to put a little there on the edge of my eye and a little on my forehead, going into the décolleté there. Now I'm going to see what I can do with this bronzer. And it's a hot mess. Okay, I'm using the wrong brush for one thing. I'm trying to do a light sheen around my neck and décolleté area, and it seems to give me a nice sheen, but it's a little too shiny to use on my cheeks. As you can see, it's a little too hot messy. I look like a 1980s person. Okay, here's the cream blush, and this is in Petal. I'm putting this on the other side. It's a beautiful cream blush, and it just blends so nicely in, putting a little on my nose, a little on the 10 and 2 spot. Now we're going into the highlighter stick, which is an unusual thing. I'm just drawing on my highlight, and I think it's great. It's just like using your finger. Going just above the Cupid's bow, center of the nose, just patting it in a little bit, and it's a very nice highlighter. It's very subtle, very natural looking. Going into the eyes, this is the Ion Neutral palette. Everybody and their sister has this one. It's all matte shades. And I'm using the SONIA KASHUK. This is a basic shadow brush I'm using. I'm just patting it on the lid. I apologize for the focus. See, there I was trying to get closer to the camera, for those of you who want me to get close to the camera. And my camera is so sensitive to focus. It focused on the bureau behind me. So I'm really sorry. This does fade in and out because I move around. Now I'm going to go in with the crease brush, and this is a SONIA KASHUK crease brush. Came in the little travel kit. I'm just going in the actual crease and just a little above it. And I'm just adding a little on each side and checking back and forth to make sure they're both even. And I'm just going slowly on this and just adding a little bit each time. Now everybody loves this palette because it's very friendly to older skin and crepey eyes and people with wrinkles and crow's feet, because it doesn't shine and cause attention to come to your wrinkles and crepiness. I'm just using a darker brown shade just in the last third corner of my eyelid, just to add a little bit of oomph to my eyes, and you can see what that does. It adds some texture and dimension. And I'm just checking that both are even. Normally I would use a large brush with nothing on it to blend it. This is a duo called Girls Night Out. It's a light shimmer silvery blue and a muted misty blue. I'm just using my finger to put it on my lid there. You can just barely see it. The payout on this wasn't as good as I had hoped, and the color on the blue is a little bit dark and gray. It came out more of a gray rather than the kind of misty blue I was hoping for. Now I'm using a plain brush and nothing on it just to blend a little bit any harsh lines. Going back to the original neutral palette just to touch up. I'm going to use that center kind of pinkish tan shade just to do a transition, and that's just between the crease shade and the just underneath the brow. And I'm going underneath the brow with the lightest shade. It's a very subtle color, so it doesn't show up really that well. Now this is a liner palette, and this is unusual because they're all dark colors, and when you add water to them they become really dark like eyeliners. So I'm using a tiny little eyeliner brush, and I'm just kind of drawing it just like I would with a crayon. And I'm using the purple, and then I'm also going to use the navy. Now I'm demonstrating what it is just like a shadow, and then I'm putting the watered down brush over it, and you can see the difference. It makes it like 3 times darker. It really intensifies the color. And I'm going into the navy too afterwards to just add a little pop of blue. I really like navy a lot in the corners especially. And I'm just adding that in. Now this is the brow pencil. It's really nice. It's in taupe. She had a few different colors. I don't like to go too dark on eyebrows because I just think it can really make you look clownish, little Joan Crawfordish if you get it too dark. And I'm really just following my natural brow line. I'm not doing anything too crazy big. I guess they're called lady brows. I don't know. And I am curling my lashes with a traditional metal curler. I usually use my other one. This is the Lashify mascara. It has a metal comb on one side, which you can brush through and take out clumps and things with. And this side is it's kind of a standard mascara brush. The formula is nice. It's not too wet. It takes about 3 to 4 coats to get a good big honkin' lash. So I'm just kind of, going from one eye to the other. And it does make a good lash that lasts all day. It gets a little bit crispy and flaky at night, but it's a very nice general kind of mascara. I didn't think it was anything really special. It's very functional. Now we're going on to the lips, and this is the lip definer. The color is nude because I think you should really only stay with colors that are around your own natural lip color, and that would be what's just inside your lip. That is your natural lip color. So I've just gone around the edge. Now this color is fun. This is a Satin Luxe lip color in Sun Kissed. It's kind of a nice pretty orangey coral for spring. Very, very pretty. This lasts all day too. I mean, it's got some staying power. Now over the top of this I decided to use the Shine Luxe Sheer Lip Color. It's Sheer Pink Lust is the color. It's just a subtle version of what I have on. It's a more subtle pinker version, and it's a sheer wash. Now the nail color I did have a little bit of trouble with. This is Sugar Rush. The color is very plain and natural. It took about 4 coats, and you have to wait about 15 minutes between coats. Now this is the hand cream, one of the new hand creams. She has perfumes and bath washes and hand creams. This is Pink Innocent. And here are the fake eyelashes. My focus has come back into view, thank God. Now the eyelashes, they had some really dramatic thick ones, and then they had these which are very, very light. I'm using Duo lash adhesive because I ran out of the Sonia Kashuk lash adhesive. It comes with a tiny little tube, and this is about the 4th time I've used these eyelashes because they're reusable. They're very sturdy. Now I'm just waiting for the glue to dry. I've got a lot on there, and it's white, but it dries clear. But you can see how much glue I put on. I'm really sloppy with it, but it does work. And I'm pushing it against my eyelashes, right against my lid line. Now these glues are safe to use around your eyes. I don't put fake lashes on every day. Now that will dry clear, but for now it's still, you know, settling in. I'm just pressing down to make sure the edges are down, and I'm going to put the one on the other side on. I'm looking down, setting the lash on top of my natural lashes, and then I'm pushing that in. Boy, there's a big old glob of glue in there, huh? My goodness. I'm so sloppy with this stuff. Okay, and I'm just pushing down to make sure it's firm on each edge, and then making sure the whole lash is pushed down all along the ridge. And now I'm going to marry the two together by using mascara. I'm going to marry the fake lashes with my real ones, and then I'll line over the top, and you'd never know there was a battle here. Yeah, I'm going easy with the mascara. I don't want to, you know, take off the false ones after it took me so long to get them on there. And once I get just a light coating of mascara to marry the two of them together, I'm going to spray my brush and use the black, which I don't usually use black unless I'm wearing fake lashes, and I'm going to just go right over the band where all that glue is with the black, and you can see it takes that whiteness out right away. And when it dries, it'll be clear anyway, and I'm just checking to make sure the edges are down, pushing in on it. And then after you put false eyelashes on, you probably have to retouch your eye makeup a little bit, but it's still a better choice than putting your lashes on first and then putting your eye makeup on, because you'll get a lot of powder all over your fake lashes, and that's harder to deal with. So there I am. I think I'm done. Just a little bit more liner on the bottom, and we're good to go. I'm talking to my husband, by the way. Just a little light blue in the corner, and we're done.
Here's the finished look, and I'm really pleased. I think that this is a really high quality makeup, and I really noticed a huge difference though when I didn't use the primer. This is the brightening primer, and when I did not use this, both of these makeups did not go on as well. So I guess the primer kind of goes with the turf. I saw virtually no difference in these two, and actually I think I prefer the tinted moisturizer out of the two. The powder was pretty much basic powder. I didn't see anything very special about it. These brushes, I absolutely love these brushes, especially I love this flat-headed foundation brush that I used in this design. I think this is the Spring 2014 design brushes. She has such interesting patterns on her brushes, but her brushes are high quality. They don't shed, and what an interesting shape on this one. It's so nice for contouring, and it's just the perfect size to go around the edge of the jawline for that, you know, taking out one of the double chins thing. Now the eyelashes, I've used them so many times. I don't have any of the glue left that came with them, but I wasn't that crazy about the glue, so the lashes themselves are awfully sturdy. I think this is the fourth wearing of these particular lashes, and they're starting to get a little worn. But now the nail polish I had a little trouble with, only that you had a long setting time for this. You had to wait at least 15 minutes before the first coat was set, and then you put the second coat on. But it's very shiny and it's very pretty. I have this over the top of a coral nail polish, so there's a little more color to it than in here. This is kind of a flat nudie color, and I wanted to have more of a natural look with this. I don't want to paint the same face on every day. The only thing I really didn't care for all that much was the hand lotion, and my hands feel nice, but the smell is a little strong for me, and I didn't find any of them that really appealed to me, but I'm real picky about scent. So some people love this. I know Cora from Vintage or Tacky, she loves, I think it's the Black Midnight Orchid or something. That's the one that's the dark purpley flowers one. And I've seen other people use this and say it smells like springtime and all that. I don't know. It reminds me of something else, but it's not something I really liked. So I'm probably going to take this one back. The lipstick was a risk because I usually don't like to go with really bright, darker lipsticks. But this one was very pretty and it lasted all day. I mean, it almost stains your lips almost, but it stayed on pretty well. There's a little transfer if you're on your phone or if you're drinking coffee or something. There's a little bit of transfer, but it's a wonderful lipstick. I absolutely loved it. And it was a risk because I don't usually go dark like this, but I thought, you know, this is more my speed. This is the, it's like a lip gloss kind of balm, and there's just a very light color. I did swatch it in the video, but it's just a very light color, neutral. This is a perfect all around kind of lip gloss. Now the lip pencil was great. It went on smoothly. It stayed in place. And I had a lot of fun with these eyeliners. I use them as eyeshadows, and it's nice. You could use them in the corner, you know, for, you know, making a dramatic eye. But also I liked it when you made them wet. They did go on, and when they dry, it's more of a perfect finish dry. It's not a powdery looking dry at all, and it's a deeper color. It really brings out the deepness of it when you add a little water to them. So this was pretty interesting. I got a big kick out of this, but I didn't think the color payout was that spectacular. This is Girls' Night Out, and let me just swatch the blue. It's kind of a, I think they just looked a little bit different than they do on in the pan. I thought this one didn't bring out the blue that I was looking for in it, but I mean, they were high quality. They feel really creamy going on, and they do last all day. I have been very pleased. Now, generally, almost everybody owns this palette that has access to the SONIA KASHUK line, but as I just blew it away, some of the colors can be a little bit chalky. I just find that, you know, you can do a really good basic eye with this, and this is like a good staple to have, to just make a basic eye, and then you can kind of decorate it up and make something better with it. As an older person, you really don't want to have a whole bunch of shimmers and stuff going on. If you have a lot of basic mattes, you make a basic eye, and then you can add your shimmers later here and there. It's really all about placement, but I wanted more pigment, I think, out of these. There wasn't quite enough pigment, and I think they were a little bit chalkier. It's a nice crease color. It blended well, and the blue, this beautiful blue, it makes a great, like, I call it my color bar color. Ironically, it's a lot like the color I chose on the Girls' Night Out. I'm always attracted to this color for my color bar. I guess because I have blue eyes, but this is a great palette. It's 20 bucks, and then they have kind of a shimmery version of this called, I think, an Ion Neutral Shimmer or something like that, but it's just kind of the same thing, only there's shimmer shades in there, and a lot of people have both so that they can do all of these looks. This puppy was a mystery to me because I was terrified of this gold, and felt even older putting something that looks like alligator on my alligator skin. This swatches out as a bronzy gold, and I thought, where am I going to put that on my face, you know? I would say with a light touch and a large brush, you could do maybe an all-over bronzy, but this is no contour blush. If you try to contour with this, it gets a little orangey. It doesn't look as bad as I thought. Huh. Anyway, wow. discovery. Okay, so it's not so bad. It doesn't look so bad, but I don't like to put shimmers as blushes. You know, bronzers. Let's see how it looks under the chin. Oh boy. Oops. Got a little too much there. Let me just blend that out. Let me go in with this puppy and see if I can get it blended out a little bit. You know, again, I'm surprised. It's really not bad. You know, blend anything out, I guess it's not. Alright, well, okay. I did love this blush, although it's a little glowy. It's a shimmer, and if you have a lot of wrinkles on your face, you really don't want to bring attention to them. I kept it well away from my little crow's feet up here, so it wouldn't get any, you don't want any kind of shine or glitter near your crow's feet. The thing missing, I think, was kind of like a mineral highlighter. I like to do a little light triangle here on each side, and I know that Sonia Kashuk herself does not believe in having concealers that are lighter than your skin tone, and so I think in her concealer packet, what appears to be a light color, this is actually a powder, and it's a setting powder. So this is actually your light concealer color, and it blends in with your skin. It is not, in any sense of the word, a light thing that you can do any kind of lightness with. Now this powder is so finely milled, you can use it under your eye without your eye having the crinkles that it gets when powder sets in there. But I didn't find I mean, I did use the yellow here. It's kind of a yellow. I used that on my blemishes, and that seemed to, you know, make them disappear. But I don't know. I think I really am just a creature of habit in that I like to use a lightness in the center here. I really miss it when I don't see it. So, and I didn't use this one at all, but I would think if you have a darker skin tone, this would work out nicely for you. So that was that. The blush, the cream blush was great. I thought it was really pretty. I like cream blushes a lot. The cream blushes we used to use in the 70s and 80s, you'd put them on and 20 minutes later, where are they? You know, they would disappear. And I think that people hesitate to buy cream blushes now because of that. But when you are older, they really do give you a radiance that, that you don't see with powder blushes as much. So I do like that. You can always set it with a powder, either with your finger or with a brush, and then go over it again with the powder, with the cream blush again, and then you'll have it set for the day. So I think it's, you know, a really nice, beautiful cream blush, and this color is just, it just looks like a flush, you know, it's really nice. So I did enjoy that. The cream bronzer I did enjoy also. Let me just get all this blush off of my finger. Now this is the undetectable bronzer, and it is for the most part undetectable because it blends it out so seamlessly. You don't really see where it begins and ends, and I like that because you're trying to fake a shadow on your face. You're not trying to make a big black line. So I think that this was a wonderful option to that, for that. I did want to mention the book live because I know there's a little bit in the video, but this is all about, you know, Sonia Kashuk and her. She has different people that she's worked on, and she talks about different types of faces and how she's dealt with different beauty issues. It's really a great book just to show you steps in makeup. I mean, it's just skincare, makeup, and her philosophy, and some of the people in her life. There's pictures in here of different people in her life, famous people and people that have helped her over the years. So it's a great little book, and there's a DVD in the back that you can watch. So I really like the line a lot, and I love the brushes. I absolutely love the brushes. Now, this is one of the single ones they sell in the white case, and it's just a great, good, basic, like, shadow brush. And then she had like these little travel brushes, but they came in really handy. These, like this was my crease brush. I used it as a crease brush. And then this one I used just in the corners to bring out the dark bit. And then this teeny one that looks like a tiny little eensy weensy little shadow brush I used to line with. And then this you can either use to blend, or you can, you know, do whatever you like with it, but it's kind of neat. But the colors aren't boring at all, and I don't know why I just never really hang out in Target. Maybe that's it. And there's just so many other makeup companies that scream at you through their ads when you're going through the makeup counter. So Sonia Kashuk in Target, except for her really colorful bags with all the flowers and stripes and polka dots on them, I forget sometimes to go and see her stuff. And it really is high-end. It really is. And if you try Dior and if you try Chanel and then you try Sonia Kashuk, you won't see all that much of a difference. It really is high quality, and I'm just so grateful to her for making that step to make it affordable to regular people to have high-end stuff at a somewhat of a consumer price. So I hope you've enjoyed the show today. It was a lot of fun bringing it to you, and next week we'll be doing probably a surprise drugstore line. I think I'll just do a drugstore line because I've been doing kind of high-ends the last few, and I don't want to lose all my drugstore people. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.